council passes these changes, that we will see a benefit next year or shortly thereafter in our bond rating. So with that, two of my colleagues have asked to make a few comments. From the Finance Committee, the longest-serving member of the City Council, Clancy Boyle, she has served on the Finance Committee, as we know, during the worst recession in a generation. And the cuts that we're making involve medicine that's going to be difficult to swallow for different people for different reasons. And Clancy would like to make a few comments.
Thank you, Josh. Thank all of you for being here. I certainly want to thank the department heads because you have made it happen by giving up and doing what needed to have been done. Mike, we brought you on as a new person. Bruce, you were brought on, and you guys have been nonstop. So the Finance Committee and the Council thanks you because you don't know, we've been recommending all kinds of kudos for you, but this budget, you know, is what it is. The budget is very tight. Each of us on the council has had our pet project that we've worked for to get going. Many of you, we've spent hours. I tried to calculate the hours of the Finance Committee, and it wasn't just the 3 members of the Finance Committee, but in most cases, all members of the council attended the Finance Committee meetings. Karen, you've been there giving us legal advice. We had to bring in a legal consultant because other than one member on the council who has admitted being an economist, we were educators or athletes or whatever, studying, reading, attending meetings to the best of our ability to bring the city of Annapolis where we want it to be, a top city in the nation. My particular area of interest has been all the time the nonprofits. I do not believe we can get the services if we had to hire. The nonprofits, in my opinion, bring services that we could not get otherwise. We will cut what was allocated for nonprofits for this year, and we will step back to where we were last year. That means no new grants, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll get the services that we hope for with this grant. I will stop here. You did hear the chair of the committee, Alderman Israel. He has already said what his project was, and I'm speaking for nonprofits. Others have other issues, and they can speak for them. Thank you.
Thank you. As many of you know, the Finance Committee this year has met more often than any other Finance Committee in my memory. And Alderman Ian Pfeiffer, who serves on it, also has a day job and a family. And the demands have taken him away from his supporting his family like he needs to. So he is asked, after we conclude this budget process, to take a leave of absence if there's a formal thing like that from the Finance Committee. I've asked Ross Arnett to step in and fill his shoes on the Finance Committee after we conclude this budget process. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Alderman Arnett, who, as many of you know, has at times been referred to as a lone voice and has put a tremendous amount of time pouring into the details of this budget and has taken some positions that have maybe unpopular, that have caused him some grief, but he's been a very valuable member of the City Council, particularly on budget issues.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. politics is the art of achieving the possible. Note, I didn't say perfect, the possible. When you hear what Moody's had to say, I think they were doubting that we had even the will to achieve the possible, let alone the perfect. There's no doubt that we're in a very deep hole. The finance director has said that we're in order to reach a level of comfort, we need to find about $15 million in some form of cuts or new revenues. That's a very tall mountain to climb. This budget started with finding $6 million. That's a very good start, but we needed to do more. And what the mayor is proposing through the form of revenue increases and additional cuts is another $5 million. In one fiscal year, finding 11 out of $15 million is something that I hope Moody's will pay attention to. I think with these moves, we are addressing every one of their criticisms of what we have been doing and where we are. And for that reason, I fully support this proposal, these cuts and these revenue enhancements. I'm hoping by doing some really tough things, and they are across the board, no department goes unscathed, no taxpayer goes unscathed, but by doing these things and doing these things this year, I hope, and certainly I think all of our objectives, that we're going to head off even more pain next year and the year after, and in fact are avoiding potential catastrophe. Business as usual, the mayor in this proposed budget knew that business as usual was not going to get it. By making these additional adjustments to the budget, there is no way that any of us can conclude that we're doing business as usual. We heard the message. We heard the message from the Financial Advisory Commission, and we are all swallowing the tough medicine. And I hope we can hold our feet to the fire and continue to do this. I don't think we should have any illusion that this gets us fully out of the woods. There are going to be more issues, and as the mayor said, more surprises, unanticipated, nasty surprises. But I think we're going to be putting ourselves in a much, much better place to be able to weather those kinds of surprises and fulfill our commitment to the residents and businesses and visitors of Annapolis of being good stewards of our city's finances. And this is just a huge, huge stride. I didn't think we had it in us to get this far. I'm very pleased that we have shown the resolve to do it, and I hope everyone appreciates what this means, and all of this with an attempt to keep the level of services that we give residents at a very high level. So I am fully supporting this proposal, and will do my best to make sure that we achieve these goals. Thank you.
All right. This is a long press conference. 2 more points. I want to speak to the credibility of the city with finances, particularly with this unanticipated need to do a tax anticipation note. The most important responsibility of a municipal administration and council, in my mind, is to have credibility on finances. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, if you favor more spending, if you favor more cutting. City Hall needs to be on top of the game when it comes to finances. And it's one thing to say,